I'm just making this short video to share with you some steps that I'm taking to design websites. To be honest, designing websites is not something that I feel I'm good at, and it's actually something that I think it's hard for me to do. And I usually feel better when I'm working on the back end, on the business logic, like what should each button do, what are the features that a website should have, and yes, where the buttons should be, but not the actual design. So right now I worked on this. I mean, it's not the best design. It's really simple, but it's definitely better than what I had. That it's this. This was just a web page with text and some colors. And in here, well, it's a little bit better. You can see a gradient going from green to white to green, and also there's a gradient in the buttons going from green to blue, and also there's a gradient in here going from a shade of blue to another shade of blue, and then to another shade of blue. Right? So these are the steps that I followed to make my job a little bit easier, and because it's something that I really need help in. So what I do is I go to b0.dev, and actually this is the website where I got the design from to make this one. It was the inspiration. It's not the same, but it's how I got the inspiration. Well, not me, the AI tool Cursor, that it's the one that designed it. So what I do is I go to b0.dev, and they have several website designs in here, like a catalog, a big catalog. And if you go in here, you can load more. And that's how I found this design. And then what I do is I make this full screen like this, and then I take a screenshot. I make a screenshot, and then I take in here, I make this, and then, well, actually not all of that. I just take like the website, not the URL, and then I save this. Okay, so I save it. I think you can just copy it and take it to the next step, but I like to save it so that I feel like I cannot lose it. So then I go to where I code, and what I do is in here I'm in the home page, and if I open the Cursor chat, and in here I can add an image, or I can just drag it. And so for example, I have it in here, and if I drag it to here, it's going to have the image as part of the context. So then I say design the home page using the attached image as the guide or inspiration, whatever you want to do. So then I send it in here. I try to use agent so that it can make the changes directly in the code. Sometimes it doesn't do it, but if it doesn't do it, it's going to have the code, and I can just copy it or click on apply, and it's going to apply. So in here, we are going to wait for a little moment. And as you can see, it auto applied the changes. So it's still working. Let's see what it added. So in here, it added a navigation bar. To be honest, this I don't need it in here because I have it in another component, but I can just copy it and paste it in the component, right? Then in here we have the hero section, and it's adding it. Actually, it didn't modify the code that I already have. So those are the steps that I'm following just to make my job in website design a little bit easier, and I can just accept them or reject them. I'm not going to accept them because I already went through this process, and in here, actually, this is how I learned, and that's why I really like to use this. Yes, it makes my job easier. It does the job for me many times, but I also, if I analyze what it's doing, I can learn several things. For example, this is how you can add this gradient in the text. So I already told you, but this is a shade of blue, then another shade of blue, and then another shade of blue. So what you need to do, in case you want to know how to do it, it's using the background gradient to bottom. This means bottom right corner, and it's going from this color that it's actually green to going through this blue, and then arriving to this blue. So then you add these classes, these Tailwind classes, so that the text can take the colors of the background. And in the buttons, it's something similar. You use background gradient to BR from this color going through this color, and sorry, this is the background color. So going from this shade of green to white, and then to this shade of green. And also, but as you can see, it's the same combination of classes. Then you go to, for example, the buttons, and you have the same combination, background gradient to bottom right corner, then from this color to this color, right? And text white, and you can see the other classes in here. So that's actually how I learned how to do this. Now I know how to do it in case I need to do it or apply it in another place in the website. And I also added this like in another. So what I told it to do, it's I went to V0, and I told them to give me a section to share tutorials, YouTube tutorials. So I also took a screenshot, took it to Cursor, added as a context, and then it created this. And I mean, it's not going to make all the work for you, but it's a great starting point, and it has made my job easier with this. So that's everything that I wanted to share with you today. If this helped you, please let me know. Or if you want me to share anything else, please also let me know as a comment or send me a message. And that's all for today. I hope to see you later.